say I don't like hiking in the fall. Like, I like it because of the temperature and everything, but I don't like all the fallen leaves blocking your view of the ground, because there's holes where it doesn't look like there's holes. It creates a false sense of security, a false ground that's not there. Yeah, you don't know what's underneath. Oh my goodness, this is really soft. I'm gonna step across that ditch. But yeah. So far though, this trail's really nice. It's really quiet. It's not heavily traveled, so. And it's still part of the Fall Creek Falls Park. Although you have to exit the park to get to it. So there is like a little cutout, basically, that the roads go. So in order to get to you have to like leave the park, but then you enter back in. There's no gates or anything, because I mean they're main through roads anyways. But oh my goodness. Look at this. You can see all that? Huge trench. Like, that's an ankle breaker for sure. So yeah, you gotta watch where you're going here. But this is the part of the trail that's an old service road. And that's what my research told me. And it said to go counterclockwise, which means start on the service road side, and then we'll come back up on the trail side. I'm guessing, I don't know, we'll find out shortly, but I'm guessing that means because this is not that steep, whereas the main trail part is probably steeper, so going down it's a lot easier to go down something that's not steep, and a lot easier to go up the steep side. So, we shall see. But, wow. I love how, like, this time of year you can see everything around. I mean, look at this. So we came from there. There's a mountain there. And it ends. There's a mountain way back there. Another mountain there. Another mountain there. Another mountain. Like, you're just surrounded by mountains and trees. And it's quiet. And since all the leaves have fallen already, you can actually see. You can see all of the, like, all the way down and around. Yeah, I would not want to take a vehicle down here. That's some serious off-roading right there. Oh my goodness, look at that. Now, this is pretty steep through here, and wow. Shows you the power of water. Water just carved a canyon there. It came down around that corner. Crazy. Hey, look, remnants of fall. The scenery is changing a little bit. Oh my goodness. Black-eyed Susans that still have some petals on them. Crazy. Most of the Black-eyed Susans have already passed away and been gone for a couple weeks now. What is? Wow. So then that's where there's sometimes a waterfall, but there's not enough water right now. I'm not sure. Someone said something about there being a waterfall, only if it's just rained. Another way to know that you're on the trail, all Fall Creek Falls trails have these trail markers on them that match the color that they are on the map. So it's pretty cool. So like, this one's yellow because the trailhead mark on the map is yellow. And like the one we were on yesterday, there was a white and a purple because we were on like a intersection of two trails. One that the trailhead's white and the one that's purple. So I like how they're actually like hard plastic, like very easy, obvious to spot kind of trail markers, because a lot of times those things will be just like little tags or whatever, and not anything super specific or fancy. Those are nice because they're actually fancy. They tell you where you are, basically. I mean, they tell you that you're in the Fall Creek Falls State Park, so pretty nice. I like that addition to this park that sets it apart from other places that I've hiked in. You can hear the water, but it's obviously not rushing down here. But normally it would go through here, I guess. You can see some stagnant water. It's so pretty through here. I like this area. You can see the water a little bit right there. This is so beautiful. Like a little hidden oasis. This would be super pretty in the fall too. You can see some of the few trees up there that are still a little bit colored. Wow. This is so pretty. What is that? They look like little tomatoes. So weird. This whole like wild grass meadow is so pretty. I don't know, there's just something about wild meadow like this. And this is obviously well watered. This ground is a little bit mushy, so obviously the grass still being really green, very well watered. This is what I came for. I don't know, I just have a thing for meadows. I always have, and scenes like this just make me, I just love them. Yeah, that's thorny. Kind of like blackberry bushes. Ooh, I wonder if they are blackberry bushes in the summertime. I'll have to come back and hike this in the summer. So I'm sure it'd be really pretty then too. Although probably really buggy because it is really marshy. This spot, if the fall leaves were still hanging on, this would be really pretty. I feel like a fall canopy. This is definitely an all-season hike. I think definitely need to come here and just experience it every single season. It's so pretty. There's so much in this little spot. This might be one of my new favorite hikes. Also because it's not very well known, well populated. The parking lot can only hold a few cars anyways. And a lot of people just don't want to drive out here, I guess. Or they just don't know about it. So, I definitely recommend. Just don't, ruin it for the rest of us. Oh my. So there is a creek crossing here. So if water was running through here, it could get pretty high. Could be a serious creek crossing here. Found an old riverbed. Well, my friend did. It's off the trail, so like the trail turns left. If you're taking the trail counterclockwise, the trail turns left. But if you go right and go down the trail a little ways, and you come across this, like an old dried out river. So the riverbed's that way. I highly recommend going to it if it's dry. If it's been raining a lot lately, don't bother. This whole trail too, it will probably be soaking wet. This is still muddy. This little pit. We had to carefully go around. See some mud spots here. This is all soft. But if it hasn't rained in a while, 100% go check out the dried out riverbed. It's so cool. It's like being on another planet. Wow. Yeah, so all that's it's all old creek bed once you make the turn from the old riverbed. So it's really rocky, and in the fall time covered in leaves, it's really scary. But Okay, so here's where it splits off. So you see the old creek bed continues that way. I'm using my leaf pointer. And the trail comes down here. But this is such a cool spot. It's so pretty. Everything's still covered in moss and everything. Nah. Oh, goodness. These are some loose rocks. I didn't mind the riverbed too much. They weren't loose rocks. This, however, has got some loose ones. Not a fan of that. Some wash out here. Look at that. That thing's so cool. Wow. Yeah. So that's really steep coming up, especially slippery with all the fall leaves. This is why you go up this way and not down. We're probably about halfway up now, I don't know. Came from that way, since you're supposed to do the circle this way. Going up, if you're doing it backwards like us, there's a switch back here. So just be mindful of that, because this trail is not very well marked. So you gotta look at the sign and figure out, if you were coming from the other direction, why that sign is there. This is why. So we were down there. There's a green trail marker, which means we switch back this way because there's also a sign there. Sign, another trail marker. We're going the right way. This is the other downside of fall hiking. The trails are not, in winter, it's easy to get lost and lose the trail because everything looks the same. The trail will blend in with the forest ground because it's covered in leaves or decay. There's no overgrowth because it's all dead for the winter. You know, stuff like that. Oh my goodness, this is steep up. Very steep. I'm taking a rest break because I just climbed up all of that from like the equivalent of where that is. Just straight uphill. I've got all that much to go. So basically I'm only halfway up the steep part and I'm feeling how out of shape I am. Am I ever gonna get in shape? Probably not, but oh goodness. Definitely glad I took the advice of doing this counterclockwise. Because this going downhill would have been really difficult, really slick. It's very steep. What is that? It's like covered in moss. So weird. So at this point we are parallel with 30, the road, and there was a left, like sharp left turn we had to take. We had to look at the back of the tree to figure out that that's the way we were supposed to go and not right, because it looked like you just go to the top of the bluff and you're there. That's not it. You follow, the trail follows the road parallel for a little while before it spits you out of the parking lot. We've now come across this bridge. It's dry underneath. There's a little bit of water up there. Oh, and down there. Oh, I can hear it. If you're quiet, you can hear the water flowing. Obviously, this is very dried out. I'm very thankful for that bridge, though. I'll tell you that much for sure. You see how easy it would be to get lost and not and lose the trail here completely. There's a lot of areas like that. Ooh. Another little creek run through. That looks scary. This part of the trail. We made it. So you can see and hear traffic up there on 30. So you know you're going the right way. So that's the road we took to get here. I see my car from here. Sweet. I can see my car. Definitely going the right way. There's the parking lot up there. One more uphill stint. So yeah, going this way, coming back, there was some uphill and downhill. So it was like straight uphill, and then it plateaued for a little bit, and then we had to go downhill a little, and then uphill a little, then back down. And now we're doing the last stretches up. Like, I don't really care for that. Counterintuitive there. Final stretch. So yeah, came out there, started going down that way. 1.9 mile loop. I would agree that was probably 1.9 miles. Plus we did our little excursion to the riverbed. So I would say maybe like 1 or 2 vehicles could park there safely. There were 2 vehicles parked here when we got here. So there's 30. And here's the pull off. It can be easy to miss. You just gotta watch out for it. Hello from Editing Amanda, you guessed it. My video cut out that day. I was finishing up my thoughts and everything, and it got cut off. So, I want to add what I didn't do in this video, but I did in my blog post, was that during this whole video, I was emphasizing the fact that it was better to go counterclockwise, but in my blog post I said the opposite. So if you read my blog post, you're probably confused. If you haven't, it's linked below. There's some other tips and stuff in there too. You want to check it out, see some photos and everything. But, yeah, in my blog post I said it's actually better to go clockwise. And the reason for that was because of the signage. As you could see, there's more signs. The signs are all facing for go in that direction, not the other way. So if you're coming counterclockwise, you really have to pay close attention to make sure you're going the right direction. And the trailblazers. So the trailblazers on the trees, there's more of them when you're going clockwise than there are if you're going counterclockwise. So, definitely suggest really doing whichever way you want to do. My argument was about the steeperness. Like, even though it was really strenuous at the end going straight up, it was definitely a lot safer than it would have been going down because of all the fallen leaves. So, I'm glad that we went that way. But, like, in the summertime, I would probably go the other direction. Just because, like, you get the steep part out of the way in the beginning, and then in the end you can just gradually go back up. Like, it'd be a lot easier. So, it's really up to you which way you want to go. And, yeah. That's pretty much it. So, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe if you are loving these videos and want to see more of exploring Chatt. And lots of hiking, because I've been doing lots of hiking, but trying to make sense of some other things too. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So I will see y'all next week.